Hello and welcome to this special Hearthstone half-hour episode. I'm Hammy, this is FailCraft Casts. Hope you're well and good. We are playing through Curse of Naxxramas, wing number 2, and that is the Plague Wing, or Plague Quarter itself. We are now looking at heroics, so we are going to jump into, without further ado, Noth The Plaguebringer on heroic. So we, in our normal mode videos, which you can see on youtube.com/FailCraftCasts, just had a little look at Noth. We've been trying to do this as spoiler-free as possible, so our first real knowledge of Noth and his abilities is when we just played through him now. We now need to have a think about Noth and how we're actually going to defeat him on heroic, because heroic is, quite tough indeed. So let us get into those heroics. You can see the red skull. They're not messing with the red skull. I have a feeling that some of these are going to be nasty, so we need to beat all of these. First up, we're going to go for Noth. So Noth, Raise Dead. Whenever an enemy dies, he now summons a 5/5 skeleton. Now in normal mode, that was a 1/1 skeleton, so we want to really make sure that our minions don't die as much as possible. I don't want to be sacrificing minions willy-nilly, and what I do need to do is, if those skeletons get raised, I need to make sure I can put them down pretty quick. So I'm going to start off, I'm thinking Control Warrior. I've used that throughout so far, but we might have to make a specific deck for this one. I need to make sure that my minions are not just dying too easily, or that I have a lot of area of effect control. So I've only got 1 brawl in one of my decks. I'm contemplating raising that perhaps to the 2 brawl version. Go for the excessive control version rather than anything else. Anti-meta. Anything that sacrifices lots of minions will cause me a lot of problems. So I'm going to go, I'll start with the control and let's see how we go. But the important thing here is that, because obviously with his passive hero ability, any minion we lose will summon a 5/5 skeleton. For Noth, we need to make sure that we are not sacrificing minions unnecessarily, and that we're not just another soul for his collection. Okie dokie, right, we've got Execute, Acolyte and Whirlwind. I'm quite happy with that start. That will give me some card draw. And let's just take a look at the ridiculous health pool that Noth probably has. Oh, he's up to 45. Splendid. Right, let's bring the challenge on. Nothing I can do there. Tap on the table. And it is now Noth's turn. There goes Thalnos. So when he dies, Noth's going to draw, and Noth will also have additional spell damage. I could just nuke him off the table. It is very tempting, but he's not actually going to do anything to me for this turn, so I'm just going to armour up. I have a feeling that armour is going to be pretty important in this encounter. So nothing that Noth can do so far. I'm actually going to make sure I don't want to lose this Acolyte, because immediately he'll get a 5/5, so I'm hoping that there's not a nasty 3-drop spell. Mage Secrets, I know that Noth plays the double up new Mage Secret, which is loads of fun. Right, let's trade that away. Get him off the table to start with, which is lovely, and I'm going to need some armour. But the secret, he now gets 2 copies of Thalnos. Painful. Now I really don't want to be sacrificing minions if at all possible, so I'm going to throw down an Armour Smith, and then I'm going to armour myself up as well. Now ideally I could, of course, you could also the Necronite, destroy the minions next to that one as well. Now I want ways of removing that don't remove my minions. Ooh, okay. So I also don't want that attacking, so I need to find ways of preventing attack too. I can Shield Slam and Execute. That will certainly easily remove that. I can't do a direct removal because I'm just trying to find ways that do not sacrifice my minions if at all possible. And then an armour up feels good. But the problem is with Control Warrior, you actually almost want to damage your own minions, and if I damage my own minions too much, I bring him within my execute range. Now that is a horrible threatening card, and I wish I had a silence. That will summon my first 5/5 when my Acolyte of Pain goes down. So what can I do? What can I do to remedy this one? An execute will certainly remove that. I can't drop Can. I can't drop Can. Well, yeah, okay. I'm just going to go ahead and go for that first sacrifice, because I know it's going to summon the 5/5, so I may as well get that 5/5 on the table now. You can see how nasty that is, but I can then go straight into an execute with this straight after. However, I'm still not going to be able to remove Abomination as well. And this is where things get tricky. Geddon would actually kind of help me if I can remove Nasty Threat. Right, let's drop into that. Let's fire up and execute. And then I'm probably going to throw down Armour. The problem is that this is probably going to get removed as well. So I'm not entirely sure how this is going to work. Ooh, I could remove this in one go, but then he'll have 2 5/5s on the table, you see. I'm going to armour up and pass. There goes a Spectral Knight. And there goes his 5/5. So we have nasty, nasty problems. Well, Grommash can certainly remove some things. If I throw this down, it will do to all others, which will be nice, but all it will do is remove Abomination. He'll then do some damage. He'll then probably trade it away for another 5/5. Ken will die twice, and it will summon 2 5/5s, so that's also problematic. I don't really know how fun this is going to be. And of course, remember that as soon as I drop a cruel Taskmaster to remove that will also cause problems. I'm just going to go for a mad play. Mad play! So I'm definitely going to spawn another 5/5. The Acolyte of Pain will allow him to draw. He would be foolish if he did not trade away my Geddon. I fully expect that. 1 damage. Okay. Is he rushing for face? No, he's gone for the trade to spawn another. So as long as I can control these knights, I'm in with a chance. But the moment I let these knights get away from me, that causes problems. So the Cruel Taskmaster can remove 1, that's no issue. I can use Grommash. He can't quite remove another, so that's also a problem. Well, the alternative is throwing down Cairn, but Cairn will immediately start this trading loop going, which I'd probably rather avoid. I'm going to take a risk. Hail Mary! And Hail Mary was going hideously wrong. Although at least I forced him to remove. But you can just see, I still know that he's got 2 Thalnosses in his hand, and with his additional spell power, oh, this is where having a brawl would be oh so nice. I think I will go for a Frost Mage next time. So what options do I have? Well, Ysera will let me do some draw. Grommash will certainly let me remove something nasty from the table, but I can't buff up Grommash to the stage where I can quite reach out and remove that skeleton. So I would prefer not to have things that can remove my minions if at all possible. There's nothing I can charge with. It might be a question of getting some board control out, if at all possible. So I'm going to drop a Ken. A Ysera would be removed, it has to be said. So that's another option. You know what, I'm going to try Ysera because I can always faceless into it next turn. And of course, remember I could grab the Area of Effect Clearance card from Ysera, the one that does 5 damage to everyone apart from Ysera. Oh, look at that horrible board. And he's just going to hit me in the face by the looks of things by that, but what he cannot do is quite... he's drawing cards. The nice thing about his Acolytes. And drawing more cards, and drawing more cards, and drawing more cards. So this is still doable, but it's not going to be too easy. Okay, Brawl, right. Now I can lose my Ysera, but the Brawl will help me reset the table and start again. However, if I did get Ysera destroyed, then of course it will spawn one of those anyway. So, I can save the Brawl potentially a turn if I can make some sensible trades. And facelessing into another Ysera would certainly give me some pretty strong table options. So with that in mind, what can I remove? What can I do? Well, the Emerald Drake, of course, whenever I brawl, buff Garrosh into a faceless. Yes, also an option lid. Could certainly go for that. I just don't want Garrosh getting removed. He will be vulnerable for a turn. Let's try the Garrosh option, because he will of course get buffed immediately like so. And that will charge me up. Very nice actually. A good call from Lud in the chat there, because of course that 1 damage triggers Garrosh's nice play. And that will then let me remove this. He will of course, that will then only let me be on 3 health. But I can also take an axe and remove another minion. I would probably go for the Weird Scientist. Although I don't really want another secret on the table. But let us decide carefully what we're going to remove. Well, I can certainly remove him. I can certainly not remove. I can remove one but not the other. There will always be something that is able to kill my Garrosh. So do I go for a control play or do I go straight to the face? I still want to try and get a control play, I think. But then I force him to sacrifice 2 to remove the minion. Okay, I'm going to go for this option. He will get another secret in play. And he may well get another duplicate. But Ysera stays alive another go. I can grab another Emerald Drake. And he's decided to go for the sacrifice of Ysera to drop another one of those into play. Nice. So I've still got a Brawl option that will be very nice too. So what I can probably do... Crazed Alchemist, swapping health and attack. He's buffed my health of my Grommash. I'm quite happy with that. I think now is probably the time for a Brawl. Actually, wait a second. Do I have a lethal? It all depends on what these secrets are, doesn't it? Should I go for it? I'm going to go for it. Oh! Does he have nice block? No! No! Boom! Loving it. Ew. Hey, lovely stuff. I was enjoying that finish very muchly. That was fun. Good stuff, folks. Thank you for the very, very sensible call from the chat. So there we go. That is Heroic Noth down, but the worst is yet to come, as we know. So, if you're watching this on YouTube, thanks oh so much for tuning in. You've just taken a look at our heroic playthrough of Noth The Plaguebringer. If you're live, don't go away. We're going to be going on to the next heroics. But if you're on YouTube, just as a quick sign off, here is where you can find us. Please do tune in to the live streams at twitch.tv/FailCraft Cast. We're live 5 nights a week in general, doing Hearthstone Half Hour, our nightly Hearthstone show and some other stuff. Also see Heroes of the Storm and similar. Or do check out the rest of our archive at youtube.com/FailCraft Casts. It'd be great to see you there. Thanks so much for tuning into this Noth the Plaguebringer Heroic Curse of Naxxramas Hearthstone playthrough and guide. I've been Hammy. Take it easy.